Today we're going to talk about hidden portals in the Earth's magnetic field, the solar system's tilting, the Messiah coming on planet X, and we're going to spend a great deal of time after those current stat items. We're going to talk about Atlantis, what I have been told about Atlantis, what apparently really happened, and who the people were, and a great deal about the culture of Atlantis. Listen, we're going to be talking about military bases, planning for Nibiru, Europe, the Seed Vault, the New Republic, weather changes, changes in frequency, shifts in consciousness, choosing freedom over convenience, the savior scenario, unconditional love, where it comes from, thinking differently. We'll see where the questions take us at that point. Today we're going to be talking about solar system updates, planetary political updates, and we're going to be talking about dimensional energy shifts and gravitational waves. We're definitely going to be spending some time on Nibiru, okay, Planet X, Planet 9, etc., etc., etc. So what we're going to be talking about is the state of the world, politics, and other things. We're going to be talking about dreams, mentoring, young people, soul. We're going to be talking about the regressive groups, the Anunnaki, NASA, space signals, timelines, the awakening process, the intention of humanity, the intention of yourselves, how negatives can become positives, breakaway civilization, the space program, military-industrial complex, stealing the planet, fourth density, and the throwaway technology that the aliens gave our space programs.
Thank you so much,
Bless
Alex.
you.
Bless
Thank you for helping.
Good night.
AlexCollier.org and Wolf Spirit Media Network.
I've been sick, folks, with the flu for 10 days. But we're going to be talking about a little bit of everything. So let's just put it that way. Obviously, current stat. We're going to be talking about Nibiru a little bit, and humanity. What the hell is humanity doing to itself? And why? The spiritual work is really, really important right now. And Mornay asked me to read this. I have not read this in probably 15 years. And and I hope you will oblige me. It's on the relationship with the isness. Now, the isness is what the A's call creator, great spirit. Okay, and they call it isness because it just is. They know it is. They don't fully understand it either. They just know that it is, and it permeates everything, and they've learned to live with it. They know how it works, and they know that it can be used for good or for bad. They choose good. Okay, they choose joy because that's a higher frequency, a higher harmonic than negativity, than anger, fear, etc. So they have their priorities right. And I would think that we here, once we have experienced joy, true joy, that we will also make better choices.
AlexCollier.org and Wolf Spirit Media Network.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time, for your attention. I want to thank all of you very, very much for being here and supporting the webinars. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. I'm going to be talking a little bit later here about what's going on here in the States, and for those of you in England, the colonies. But let us start with dreaming. They find themselves in a classroom type of setting, or they find themselves on spacecraft or motherships. There's an instructor, and there's usually holographic technology being used up in the front. A lesson in reestablishing the ability to listen to that small voice inside each one of us. What is the inner voice telling you that you really need to be doing? Where you need to be standing? Where you need to be focused? Okay, that's the point. That's the point where we all need to get, is to that place. Because that inner voice, that higher self, it knows everything. The possibility of actual launch and detonation of nuclear weapons across the world is zero. Absolutely zero. There is no singular person that exists that is that person. It more or less is a dialogue. It is a concept. What's happening is that the dark side is cornered, and they are getting more aggressive, and they are becoming more irrational. And the sooner they start feeding off each other, the safer the rest of humanity will be. But we're not quite there just yet. I've been going through a lot of emails as I've had some time, and there are some things we're going to address today, as well as some current information that we need to deal with. Ladies and gentlemen, we are beginning to go through soft disclosure. Some of that from space shuttle missions, astronauts, the NASA link to the International Space Station is still shutting down, but it's usually being allowed to stay up longer than usual. a very soft disclosure, and there are other people talking about this as well. So I want you to be aware of the fact that it is in fact happening, because they have to tell us what's going on. If you're going to pass laws and you're going to have individual liberties, then those individual laws and those liberties and that Constitution has to apply to everyone. If you want the freedom of speech, you want the freedom to bear arms, genuine justice, you want freedom of the press, freedom of religion, if you want all of those things, you're going to have to defend your rights. End of story. There is a lot to cover today. This is an extraordinary time to be alive. Revelation after revelation about how the government works, how it doesn't work, criminality, corruption. This is what happens when we let, government run the internet. This is happening worldwide. The frequency is shifting and changing everything. It is bringing everything to light. It is forcing everyone to look at what it is that you have and whether or not it's what you want. Taking responsibility and making decisions, and then moving yourself, moving your consciousness in that direction. If you are focused on this thing, well, I can't do this, I can't do that, well, then you're right. You can't, because you're stuck. And you are doing that to yourself. Okay, but you are being given a chance here to truly free yourself from what's been going on this planet. The negative holograph that we've all been living in is falling away. And we have to let it go. Just got to let it go. We are all going to have to embrace a new way of living. Please know there's no going back. And that is going to happen. It is in fact happening. They're here to not only empower, but to restore balance and our sovereignty to the planet. Okay, their purpose is not to take us off the planet. It really isn't, but to restore our sovereignty to the planet, and to help repair the planet from everything that's been done. Folks, we have a lot to talk about today. There's no time because things are moving so quickly. But it is absolutely time to let go of negative field. The quantum field is literally created by our stars. One thing about humanity is that we are constantly always moving forward. There are issues with the US dollar. Is not being accepted in the world. Because what's happening now is that our space fleet, this breakaway civilization, it has to come home. And it is in fact coming home. We're talking months. Is because before the benevolence appear, they want humanity to already have consciousness of space travel. You guys have been putting down the conspiracy theorists. Well, what do you know? We were mostly right, weren't we? The lessons down here are about power. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I know that sometimes the topic seems very vague in general, and frankly, that's for a reason. We're actually going to be covering a lot of things, a lot of questions, free energy, energy sources, and we're going to talk also about the secret space program and the harm that it has done. I'm going to be very politically incorrect and wish all of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah. So there's a lot to cover. Many people, they don't come in alone. They come in with a soul group. It is never too late to become who you want to be. You have Christianity talking about their Savior in this timeline, this next year, the Hebrews, the Messiah. So I don't know if it's going to be 3 different messiahs, and they're going to have a battle of who's going to be the top dog, or if it's going to be one that's going to represent all the religions. The common denominator they all have is that they believe it's coming with Nibiru. And then we have the different predictions of psychics and Nostradamus. John Teeter, he says that there is a political coup to deny someone the presidency. Evangelists, Trump was predicted to be president, and then we have 10 years of incredible prosperity, really good times. The earth shifting, and then we have the soft disclosure regarding extraterrestrials. It's just an amazing time, and it's part of our holograph. What it's doing is it's locking in a higher vibration. They can only disempower you with your permission. Don't give them permission. Okay, the long-term goal is when humanity is empowered, humanity steps into its own, it steps into self-responsibility without being coerced to accept some higher authority. Don't let the 2% media convince you of what reality is. They have their own agenda. And that agenda is not for the benefit of humanity. It's to keep those scumbags in power. Those of you who are into the foreign currency revaluations, the word is that they were waiting for Obama to leave office. They wanted nothing to do with this guy.
Uh-oh, looks like we've lost Alex there.
There are pockets of human beings and other life forms in third density that have been stuck behind the 8 ball because of regressive, controlling, manipulative beings. The information and the knowledge that's going to be coming from the pyramids in Alaska, it's going to seem like we're being absolutely inundated, and there's going to be a point where everybody is just going to go like, stop. Do you mean to tell me almost everything that I've been taught is not the truth? You're going to reach that moment. Yeah, pretty much what we've all been taught is 1/10 of 1% of what's really the truth. Okay? But don't for a second doubt your ability and our ability to integrate the truth once we hear it. And these energy waves, these frequencies that are hitting the planet, the collective remembrance within humanity, and different people will experience different memories. Different soul groups are going to remember different memories that are specific to that soul group. So, what they need to do is they need to start contacting more musicians to do concerts in the park.
Yeah. Oh, that would be fabulous.
I'm
The
down with
first
that.
spaceship gig.